Hi, I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Now just before I dive in there and pull your cards for today, Leo, I'd just like to say I am a professional and experienced holistic spiritual mentor and counsellor, and I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as spiritual and holistic counselling and mentorship, plus advice to help you with union with self and union with your person. Just check the details in the description box below this video. So let's dive in there and let's see what messages the cards have for you, for both you and your person's love journey thus far. Messages for Leo. Oh, messages for Leo. Okay. Alright. You were coming in with the Empress and the Hierophant guy here in your reading. So what I get here, Leo, in terms of your person, you were wanting a new beginning with this person is what I'm getting. But let me pull some more cards here, because that's how the Empress can be seen here in your reading. I also get here in your reading is that you're not talking to each other, and if you are talking to each other, it's quite limited here. It may even be restricted in a sense where you only say so much is what I'm getting here. Yeah, I do get that your person, the Hierophant guy, wants to hear more from you here, but what it also tells me here in your reading is that this person is going through certain things at this time here. They could very well be struggling at this time here, Leo. Either with their environment, or this could be an inner struggle here, okay? It's coming in as limited resources is what I'm getting. Limited finances here, maybe. I don't think you realise that with your person here, but I do get here that you are picking up on something when it comes to your person, when it comes to the Hierophant guy and your interactions with each other. I do get you are interacting here. There may be communication here, guys, but this is quite, like I said, it's short and sweet here in your reading. No, I'm not too sure about sweet here, but it is quite short, straight to the point. There's no mucking around when it comes to your guys' communication style. It's basic is what I'm getting. But what it also talks about here in your reading, when it comes to your person, here they're actually like that to everybody at this point in time. Basic, short, to the point here. It's almost like a no-nonsense attitude here, because there is a lot going on for this person, the Hierophant guy. What I do get here in your reading is that this person does, it's a challenge for this person to open up and communicate about what's really going on. Because there's definitely something going on with your person. It may have to do with work here in your reading. I want to put some more cards here, guys, because you still very much love your person. Alright, you have the Nine of Wands, which is coming in as the Sun card, which is courage here, guys. Let me just keep going. Oh, thank you. There it is. You have the Nine of Wands, the Sun card, you have the Ten of Swords, Judgment, and you were coming in with the Seven of Cups. You may have walked away from this person in a sense here, is what I'm getting. Which is why your communication is coming in a certain way. Like I said, it's short, it's basic, it's to the point, there's no nonsense here. Here in your reading. See, you too are the same, the way in which your person is. You are coming in with disagreements here, is what I'm getting. I do get you are annoyed with your person here. See, I kind of get here in your reading is that, well, no more illusions when it comes to your person is the best way in which I can say this. You're not deluding yourself here. You may have in the past where you may have overlooked certain things when it came to your person, because the Queen of Cups is in the Eight of Cups. She has the Eighth Cup here in your reading. See, this Seven of Cups is coming in as everything was fine. Everything was okay. When I came in with illusions or deluding yourself here, this is both you and your person here in your reading. But along, you know, even though you thought that way, even though you felt that way here, you were still getting those nudges coming in with the Judgment card, the Ten of Swords here in your reading. There was, but what I do get here in your reading in terms of those nudges, those intuitive nudges, it was about the action that you took, coming in with the Sun card and the Nine of Wands here. See, some kind of truth has come in here in your reading. Of Wands, the Sun card. It comes in as the courage to confront your person here and ask them certain questions here. These were serious questions, is what I'm getting. You know, it's coming in as your person just didn't give you any kind of explanation. Here, they came back with short, basic answers to everything that you asked. That's what I'm getting here. But you want an explanation, is what it says here. It's not enough for your person just to say to you, yes, I did that. No, I didn't do that. You're wanting here in your reading, yes, I did that, but I did that because it's coming in that way. But your person didn't go down that track here. So I get you asked some serious questions here. You had to, because you are coming in with the Judgment card here in your reading. You could very well be blaming your person, judging your person, reacting here because of what they've gone and done, is what I'm getting, the actions that they took here. Because with the Ten of Swords, what it talks about there in your reading is just one huge big lesson. Because I do get here in your reading is that you always knew something wasn't quite right. However, you didn't do anything about it, or you took a different action. And that's the same for your person here. It does also say here, you found something out with the Sun card and you needed to get to the bottom of it. But what it also tells me here in your reading is that you already knew the answer. I'm not too sure if the right word is hope here. You already knew the answer, but there was an element of hope here in your reading that your person was going to say something different. That's what it's also talking about here. Let me keep going here. Five of Cups. Ace of Wands. Okay, so you have the Five of Cups, the Page of Wands, you have the Ace of Wands, and you have the Nine of Swords here in your reading. Let's just have a look at that. So you're coming in with 20, 21. Well, potentially here in your reading, what it's talking about there is that your person has some major patterns and habits, and they are overindulging in these patterns and habits. That is what it talks about here. And what I get here in your reading is that with the Nine of Swords, you don't know what to do about it, because you can't control it. You can't control what your person does and who they do it with, is what it talks about here. Well, what I mean by that, who they do it with, it talks about who they surround themselves by and the actions they take from there. So what it also tells me here in your reading is that your person's time is consumed by others, their environment, and also their work life here. But they also avoid and ignore what's going on around them here by eating a lot of chocolate. That's what I'm getting. Now, what it also tells me here in your reading, well, potentially here in your reading, your person is, it comes down to how they build their relationships here in your reading. And so what I get there in your reading is that for your person, They build relationships, they end relationships. They build relationships, they end relationships. They're going through a hell of a lot of that, or they've been through that here in your reading, and it has been a cycle for your person. Potentially here, this is what's going to happen here. So they have invested in certain things here, is what it talks about. They have put their time and attention into certain things, is what I'm getting here in your reading. They are a very passionate person, but I also pick up here in your reading is so are you. You too are quite passionate. I do get an element here in your reading for your person as well as yourself, looking for the one here, but going in every other direction but towards each other. That's what it's talking about here. Because what I also pick up here in your reading is that there is past history here that you know about your person. And so, of course, here in your reading, Leo, you were wanting to know what's going on with your person. And what it tells me here in your reading is that a lot of what's happening here with your person, it makes them just withdraw, is what I'm getting here. Withdraw back into themselves, coming in with the Five of Pentacles. Here in your reading, there is a lot of patterns and habits that are happening at this point in time when it comes to your person. There's a lot that they have to give to, is what it talks about, and that lot is actually coming in as your person's pentacles. And what it talks about here in your reading, Leo, is that your person doesn't have much pentacles here, or they're very tight-fisted. Once they've got certain payments out of the way, here in your reading, your person is left with very little. That's what it's talking about here. I do see the Nine of Swords as yourself here in your reading. Okay, that guy was coming out before. Alright, so you were coming in with this is the Emperor, the King of Swords here, Leo. See, what I get here in your reading is that this person knows that nothing's working. Coming in with the King of Swords. Nothing's working anymore. Nothing I do, relationships that I build, I still feel like I'm on my own, coming in with the Five of Pentacles. See, they know here in your reading, I get here that they have connected the dots. They do see you and they do know you here, Leo. That's what it's talking about here in your reading. And there's a hell of a lot of regret happening here. But what it also talks about here in your reading, whatever's going on with your person, they're actually going to blame you. That's what it talks about. That's something else that I was picking up here. Yeah, of course, they know the truth here in your reading. They know exactly what they've done, but they also know what they've done to themselves and why they did it that way. There's a lot coming in here, like light bulb moments here, connecting the dots here in your reading. They know what they've gone and done, and they know what they've gone and created and built here, and how it has impacted on them, on others, themselves here, and also you, Leo. That's what I'm getting. Alright, I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, Leo. Book an image reading with me, as I'm not just a tarot reader. And I'll catch you later. Bye.